I know that I said I wasn't going to get all caught up in this Diddy stuff, but that was before I watched the Ashely Says So video, and now I take it all back. So, first of all, if you haven't already watched Ashely Says So's breakdown, I suggest that you do. So, there's a few points that I want to comment on that she made. The first thing is that a monster of Diddy's caliber is not made overnight. A monster like him is made over years of being a victim himself and then deciding that he is going to assert his dominance on other people and turn them into victims as well. Because apparently he went to a Catholic school. So that in that school had years of allegations about abuse. So eventually we're going to talk about that in another video. But what I'm going to say in this video is like 100% alleged. This is a conspiracy, and I love a good conspiracy theory. So let's dive into the diddly doo-wop. From Ashely's video, I'm starting to think that Diddy is just a puppet of a larger entity. And perhaps they went after Diddy because he has all of this footage and things like that. And either he was about to tell, he was about to move on and do some things because this level of debauchery had to have been happening for years and years and years and years. And don't misunderstand me. I think that what Diddy did was absolutely deplorable, despicable, and disgusting. And I think that he needs to be locked underneath the jail. That does not mean to say that at some point in his life that he was not also a victim, because for him to become this demon monster being, he had to have felt like he was lacking power in some way, shape, or form somewhere down the line. Then I'm starting to also realize that, like, do celebrities even really own anything? Because he was given Bad Boy as the record label. It was not something that he cultivated and created. So it's, again, watch who you do deals with. Because when you are given something, you are beholden to the being that gave it to you. Because if they give it to you, they can take it away. That's why when people are like, oh, look at this person that has instant success and I want to be like that person, da 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 da, you really don't know what that person did to get to where they are. And you might not want to live that lifestyle because I can tell you, yes, the scenic route, the doing it yourself route, the boots on the ground, strapped up route, and just trying to make a way out of nothing route is longer and it's more challenging. But at least you are not beholden to some lunatics because they gave you this thing, they gave you this platform, they created your brand, they turned you into who you are, and now you owe them. And on top of that, allegedly, and like as a populace from the outside, we're thinking small. We're like, wait till Jay-Z, and this is all alleged, wait till Jay-Z gets found out and Beyonce. And I definitely am waiting to see what happens with them. But this is why I've always said that the problem with the Black community, not the problem, but one of the issues is that all of our role models are controlled celebrities. All of the people that we can look to and say, oh, look, this person was this and this person was that, for the most part, not everybody, but in the mainstream, they're all celebrities. And so they are controlled puppets. So Ashely brought up a good point that I've been hearing for years and years and years from conspiracy theorists. Turns out all the crazy people were true and correct. But that's who's surprised about that? Not me, because I've been a conspiracy theorist since I knew what that was. With that being said, though, we're thinking, oh, wait till Jay-Z gets caught, wait till Beyonce, wait till this, wait till that. But who created these beings? What is the machine behind them? That's who I'm wondering what's going on there, because Ashley brought up a good scenario. And like I said, go watch her video. I'll link it below in the comments. But we don't really know, like, who set Diddy up to become Diddy. Who was he passed around with to become the enforcer? Because the way she put it is like they would go contact Diddy basically to do their dirty work and say, you know what, I heard that this particular politician is going to pass a green energy bill, but I make a lot of money on oil and I don't want that to happen. So let's invite this person to a party. And if they are a like a super, whatever, they will be easily enticed into doing whatever it is and we'll get you on tape. If they are a family person, they will be invited to like a dinner or a gathering, and then something will be slipped in their drink. They'll end up doing something with a minor or something deplorable, get it filmed, and the next day wake up with their video footage of what they did that night, and then they will then not enact the bill that they were going to pass before so that new clean energy could come. This is all alleged, and that's what Ashely was basically saying. And I can't say that it doesn't make sense because we're so busy as a population thinking about the celebrity drama that we're not even realizing what could also be happening behind closed doors. Allegedly, not saying that this is what's happening, I'm just speaking allegedly. With that being said, though, it brings to me a bigger picture of who is behind that. Who is really behind the Wiz? Who is the Wizard of Oz? Because it ain't Diddy, it ain't Jay-Z, it ain't these people that we are seeing every single day in the media, these celebrities. They certainly are the dawn of their block. But just like with the rugs game, you have the people on the street who are passing it out, and to those addicts who they are funding, they are the big man on the block. But you can't be the big man on the block if you're the one on the street corner. So then the next level is the person who monitors all of those street level people, just like a business, but they monitor those street level people. So they might be the big man in their region, but they would not be monitoring the people on the street if they were really the big man or the big woman in charge. So then you have the region, then you might have the state, then you might have the area, then you might have the country, and eventually we have to assume that it goes up further than that. There's a lot of similarities with how gangs operate and how allegedly these organizations operate. And let's not act like these industry people don't have ties with these gangsters, because they hire gangsters to be security. They promote this idea of debauchery and being hood and doing all these things. And people that are really, really living those experiences every single day don't need that situation to be glorified. It's nothing to brag about that you have bodies. It's nothing to brag about that you are a terror to your community and your society. Yet that is what is being promoted, and there has to be a reason for that. Perhaps there's deeper ties with the private prison industry and the music industry than we're aware of. All right. And it seems to me, allegedly, that Diddy and these other front runners are lower on the totem pole than we originally thought. They are not the big bosses making the decisions. They are the ones pulling the triggers. They are the regional masterminds, but they are not the top DOGGs. So Diddy, because he was not as powerful, decided to do the same thing, allegedly, to these celebrities. So he might not have been the big boss, because when the big boss came to town, he had to pay up. But he was the big enough boss in his area and in his region, so he was able to have his territories. Kind of like back in the day, there would be a king or a queen of the entire estate, but or the entire country, realm, whatever. But they would have mayors and governors and dukes and duchesses who would rule over their particular territory. When the king was not around, they were the king of their land. They might have talked cash money stuff about the king, but when the king showed up, they were the footstool. You dare not sit in the throne in the presence of a king, no matter how much of a king you think you are. And those people tend to be the worst, because they are then trying to project to the people around them that see that behavior change, that see them go from, oh, I'm in charge, I'm this and that, to, oh, no, 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 you're the footstool, sit down, get on your knees and beg me, baby, please. The people around them see that. So when the big dog leaves, then they have to go extra hard, or they feel like they have to go extra hard because they have to prove, oh, I ain't no little b, but really you are, because that is a quintessential profile of a malignant narcissist and of a victim who is a crazy person. And then you add the yes men, you add the celebrity, that being can easily start to feel like they're untouchable, they're on top of the world. And then they become easier to manipulate, easier to dominate by those beings that are higher than them, because now they know, oh, this person thinks they're all big and bad, but if I pull that rug from under you, it's a wrap for you, because somebody got Diddy on tape. I have to believe that. I have to believe that somebody has Diddy doing something crazy, and he has stuff of him doing stuff crazy. Like there's more than enough stuff out there for us to formulate the opinion that Diddy is a lunatic. There's more than enough. The point that I'm making here is, though, there was an industry and he was a byproduct of something larger than himself. And perhaps we are going to see the takedown of that larger entity. And if that is the case, society as we know it could be shifting and changing forever. Because if the rabbit hole is as deep as it's starting to seem that it is, this is going to impact more than Hollywood. And we are going to see how closely related Hollywood is with society at large, with politicians, with royal families, with this and that. If it comes out and if it is revealed, which it seems like it could, and if the rabbit hole truly is exposed, we are really going to be perhaps traumatized as a society and feeling like, what in the entire F is going on here? Because people like us don't have imaginations and minds like that. We don't see, we just can't even imagine some of the depravities that I feel are going to start coming up and popping up. And we're probably going to feel betrayed as a population. And perhaps that's going to cause some civil unrest. I don't know. But what I do feel is that Diddy is the surface of the depravities and disgustingness that was actually happening. And if it does come out, what was really going on behind closed doors, I think that we are all going to be clenching our pearls and thinking everything from the sun to the grass to the rain to the stars, that we were not Hollywood stars. So we'll see what happens.